Welcome back to another Alliance War. This is war number 4 of Season 5, where For Loki is taking on... I... I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and just kick off this war. I'll be taking in Void, Stark Spidey, and Blade. Blade, of course, for that synergy for the 3 poise charges, which means Stark Spidey is going to be getting some action. Alright, I'm popping a 10% champion boost, 10% attack boost, and a 10%... or is it 15? Yeah, it's 15% health boost. Trying to conserve some of the larger boosts here. After scouting out the path, I feel like feel relatively confident in without boosting up too big. All right, so we've got aggression, fury, and limber, and this is going to be a Heimdall. Now Heimdall kind of scared me. Heimdall, it's kind of an interesting fight with him, where he can auto block after using a special, but if you attack him and you land a hit successfully, then you take away his chance to have that auto block. So the idea here is that if he gets to use a special, then I'm going to be trying to bait out his heavy attack and using my heavy attack just to land that hit in a safe way. Now, I am also going to try to prevent him from using his special kind of as best as I possibly can, but using my heavy attack power drain here, as soon as I could find an opening, that is. Trying to also attack into him to keep his, his furies down. And I also don't really want to get him to a special 2, because if he gets to a special 2, it's unblockable, and yeah, I don't want to mess with that. So we do get the power drain there. He has not popped a special yet. I have a special 2 at this point ready to go. I'm a little bit worried about just doing a 5-hit combo into him with it. You know, if I can get a few poise charges going, which I have now, even still, not entirely sure, but if I can get one more opening on him now that I've chipped him away as much as possible, plus I have 8 poise charges, oh yeah, now I feel confident. Just hit him 3 times, get the special, and yeah, I didn't even really need to use a special at that point, since I had those poise charges built up so high. Alright, next fight, we've got a 6-star mutant champion on Bane and stun immune, and I'm thinking unawakened, hey, this is probably going to be a Nightcrawler. And would you look at that, we've got ourselves a Nightcrawler. Okay, so I'm going to try to get him to switch as quickly as possible. Start that Bane timer on him, though. You can see that Bane damage taken for about 580. Oh, oof. Mistimed backing out after he hits me with that heavy. Against the wall a little bit. This is not exactly where I'd like to be. Oh, there we go. We get the switch, though. So now everything's under control. Just need to bait out... oh, there we go. He does ending medium attack, so we go in. Bane is back on him. We got a decent Bane transfer. Got a few debuffs going on him, and at this point, yeah, his health is draining pretty rapidly. Even if I didn't get a good Bane transfer rate here, Bane would not have been ticking all that hard on me just because his health is pretty low at this point. But Nightcrawler, he does drop. Alright, moving on to the next node. We have ourselves a 5-star skill champion here. We're going to go ahead and pop a potion into Spidey. I always love that about Stark Spidey. It's such a crazy difference in their health pool, Stark Spidey and Void, where you pop like 1 potion into Spidey, and it heals so much of them compared to Void, especially if you're healing a high boosted Void versus a low boosted Spidey or something. So, but in any case, we've got the buffet, node 24 buffet limber recovery node, and it turns out to be a Taskmaster. And Taskmaster, I'm relatively comfortable fighting this guy. I'm actually not so good at dodging his special 1, though. And I just kind of let Spidey try to evade everything. I do try to punish the special 1 by going in afterwards, but I only try to swipe 1 time. I think that's the key. If you can get that immediate dash in with Spidey against Taskmaster, then you have a good clean hit. But otherwise, no. I just stay back, bait out the heavy attack, and yeah, there we go. Fight is over just like that. Stark Spidey makes pretty quick work of that Taskmaster. Alright, moving on to Path 7 now, doing our little switch. And the first fight up is this Green Goblin mini-boss, the buffet mini-boss. And fortunately for us, Void is an amazing counter to Green Goblin. Gonna go ahead and feed myself a little potion here, of course, just in case, because, I mean, if you do get clipped by Green Goblin, because his specials are a little bit a little bit weird to evade. And of course, the special one is like near impossible to evade. But if you get clipped by his specials, you could actually take a pretty significant amount of damage from them. Yeah, we'll just make sure that we don't get clipped by those. Alright, I try to bait out his special 2 as well. I always try to push Green Goblin to special 2 if I can. You know, he throws some special ones. There's nothing you could really do. I mean, you can kind of play in ways to get him to not throw those specials and have a higher chance of getting to a special 2, but it's not something that you could always control. So of course, yeah, he throws another special here, even though the next 5-hit combo would have taken him to that special 2. But like I said, what can you do, man? What can you do? We've got some debuffs going on him. We just need that one more Petrify to really start. Oh, there we go. Get that Petrify. Now we could really start burning this guy down. Still throwing the special 1, chipping me away with those little laser beams. We almost got Fear of the Void up, though, so gonna hold on to this special right here. Gonna try. Oh, come on, really? With another special 1. But alright, got Fear of the Void up. Gonna hit him with another special 1 right here. Hoping for a Petrify, and we don't get Petrify, but that's alright. His health, oh, there we go. Now I get a Petrify. And yeah, his health is going to start to kind of plummet here. I could just back out at this point and just let the damage over time do its thing, and that's exactly what I do. And Green Goblin mini-boss down. Okay, moving on to the next fight, we have ourselves a 5-star Awakened Tech Champion. I don't really care which Tech Champion is on this node. I'm going to be using Void regardless. So, yeah, Void it is. We got Aggression, Armor, Explosive, Personality. The key is just to not attack into them while they have while they're blocking, to give them those armor ups. And it's an Iron Infinity dude. Alright, so the idea here is to do 5-hit combos if he has only a couple of armor ups. I don't really like to chance it if he's got like 3 armor ups. A lot of the time I just go to a heavy attack. It's kind of depending on how I'm feeling there. If he gets to a 4th armor up, that's when he's going to auto block and actually auto parry you. So a lot of times, especially after I bait out his special 1, I'm kind of stuck using my heavy attacks to get his armors down. But here we get to go. We get to throw a special 1 because he didn't have enough armors. Bait another special. We've got a couple Petrifies. We've got all 3 of the debuffs on him at this point. So now he's really starting to take a lot of damage from us. And once we get that Fear of the Void up, get a couple of debuffs. Beyond that, then yeah, he's really going to be melting. My Void, he's still not anywhere near maxed out in signature ability, so these fights, they could be a little bit faster if this Void was Sig 200, but they still go decently fast enough considering Void isn't exactly known for his crazy high DPS or anything like that. It's not too bad if you ever look at the clock, even though the fights, you know, like I said, they're not nearly as fast as if you're using Stark Spidey or Ghost or Corvus or something like that, but it's pretty good. Alright, we've got Petrify plus Fear of the Void, so his power is actually going to be draining. The fact that he's awakened actually helps us in this case. And he goes down. Alright, Infinity Dude down. Moving on to the next fight. Got a 5-star skill champion. 5-star skill champion, rank 4. Just going to kind of top off my Spidey here for the most part. You know, my boost have dropped off because at this point, you know, some time has passed, and for the most part, I usually do a 15% health boost at as a bare minimum just to play it safe. But I felt very comfortable finishing out this war, so I actually didn't even boost up for these last couple of fights. It's Agent Venom here on Arc Overload. We don't necessarily need to get full poise charges against this guy. It is Arc Overload, so yeah, he could heal, but it's not like Buffet where he's healing every time we gain a buff. So I of course try to get to 10 poise charges, but if he ever gives us an opening like he does right here, then we just kind of jump on it. It's not absolutely necessary to get to 10. Alright, that Arc Overload is healing him up a little bit. He's shrugging off all my debuffs. But I'm almost at my special 2. There we go. If I get some crits here, that could be the end of the fight. And not quite the end of the fight. Looks like I'm going to have to either bait out another heavy attack or the special, or quite possibly both, since parry stunning Agent Venom is not really a safe thing to do since he has such a high chance to shrug that off. But Agent Venom, he goes down. We have one fight left in this war, which is the Recovery Strike Back mini boss, and it is a 5-star Fraggle Rock. 5-star 455 Fraggle Rock. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Void in here. Void is just much safer for this fight. I mean, Void is pretty much always safer for me, just because I'm much more comfortable with him than I am with Stark Spidey. Stark Spidey, I get clipped way too much playing with that guy. But even for people who are more comfortable than I am with Stark Spidey, highly recommend using Void for this fight. Pretty much always, just because of the strike back node, where you want to be limiting the power they're gaining from that. And it's especially good against Fraggle Rock here, who has that power gain once you hit him 20 times. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to play it a little bit safer here, trying to wait for my next debuff to be a Petrify, but it gives me an opening, so I just go for it. We go ahead and hit him with the special one. We stop his power gain. I still don't have any Petrifies, but that's okay. Should get some up pretty soon here. He throws his special 2. I probably should have just thrown an L1 here, but I hold on to it. It's kind of a mistake on my part, actually. I really should have thrown that one, but that's quite alright. The L2 is will do just fine here. We'll get to the 20 hit mark again. That's 16. A couple more hits. Throw the special 2. He's not gaining a whole lot of power. That Petrify limited that quite a bit, plus the quick special there. And we've almost got Fear of the Void up. This fight's going on a little bit longer than it needed to be. If I would have thrown that special 1 earlier, could have got to Fear of the Void a lot quicker, and then go to special 2s from there. Kind of, at this point, I should be holding for a special 2 since he was about to get Fear of the Void. So this time I actually did want to hold for a special 2. He's got that 16 hits. Just got to make sure to turn that off, even though technically he would be draining power at this point if I mess something up. Like, look at that. His power was draining there. So yeah, really didn't matter anymore. This fight is totally under control at this point. Once you get Fear the Void plus a Petrify, it's nearly impossible for you to lose if you still have a good amount of health. And that is my final contribution to this war. Fraggle Rock goes down. I am still deathless as of yet. And for Loki, we do go on to take the victory here. Good war to, well, the other alliance. Like I said, I don't know how to pronounce you guys' alliance name, but good war to you guys nonetheless. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.